Hey everyone, welcome, I am MisterBo, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Outbreak Prime. This is the brand new exotic pulse rifle you can get from the Wrath of the Machine raid. Now if you want to learn how to unlock this weapon, I will leave a link in the description below to Datto's tutorial, which is an awesome guide, tells you exactly what you need to do. It's what I followed and he's going to explain it a lot better than I can, so I'll leave that in the description below. But in this video we're going to be taking a look at this gun in action. I'll walk you through the different perks on this gun and then I'll give you my opinion, my overview on what I think of this gun in both PvE and PvP. So let's start off with the weapon itself. The flavor text reads, "I've done the math. When you pull the trigger, 1 + 1 = 0 every time. Shiro 4. So this weapon will actually drop for you at 390 attack, which is pretty nice. Now the exotic perk on this is the corruption spreads. Enemies that take repeated hits from this weapon spawn Siva nanites that attack other enemies. Fallen take extra damage. For ballistics we then have smooth ballistics, increase recoil, a boost to range. Accurized ballistic, more range and impact, increase recoil. Smart drift control, predictable and controllable recoil, penalty to range. We then have outlaw, precision kills with this weapon dramatically increase the reload speed. That's followed by lightweight, when held this weapon grants +2 character agility. Hand loaded, this weapon is effective at an extended range. Fitted stock increases weapon stability, and then the final perk is virulence. Precision kills release a Siva nanite swarm that attack other enemies. So those are the perks on this weapon, and just looking at this weapon, it actually looks really cool. Kind of has the same vibe as the Sleeper Simulant, and I really like that look. That sort of war mind look that we see a lot on Earth. It's a very nice looking gun, and when you're actually using it in game, you can see the red nanites swarming around it. It's very cool, and this gun actually sounds really cool as well. Here's a sample of it in action. So that's the weapon, but let's take a look at this in the PvE scenario and I'll talk about what I think about this weapon here, and then we'll move over to PvP. So in PvE, I think is where this gun shines out most. This weapon is great for taking out smaller adds, get a few precision hits on a smaller enemy. Those nanites are then going to track to nearby enemies, making it a lot easier for you to clear out groups of adds in things like raids, especially in the Wrath of the Machine raid. As you can see from the footage here, we're in the first boss encounter and I'm taking out the adds that are dropping down in the middle, and I'm taking them out fairly quickly. Not only that, I'm taking out a few enemies, some of them are jumping to the side and I can't hit them with my gun. Luckily the nanites from the exotic perks are then spreading out to those enemies and killing them for me, which is very useful. Now this gun does actually do quite a bit of damage. It isn't going to be a weapon you can just use straight on the boss. You're still going to want to use your special and your heavy, but this weapon is really good against smaller adds, and to be honest I think I'm going to be using this for a long time in PvE. However, when it comes to PvP, it's slightly different. Now there are two reasons to that. The first being, I think this gun is okay, it's nothing special. The exotic perks don't really activate too often, you won't see them too much. I did get a few chances in PvP to shoot an enemy with someone standing next to them, and the exotic perk did go off, killing them. That made it a lot easier in some gunfights. However, this thing is not going to win a one-on-one battle with a Hawksaw or a PDX, and personally, I prefer to use my Noen's Mercy. I would rather not waste the exotic weapon slot on this gun and use an exotic for like the Truth or the Galahorn and stick with my Noen's Mercy. However, that being said, Trials of Osiris Year 3 starts tomorrow and this weapon is 390. Now we're not entirely sure, but this weapon could be a beast. As I said, it's not the best weapon, but it certainly is very good. The recoil on this weapon is practically 0, it's got great range and rate of fire, making it a very viable option for people who do like pulse rifles. The question is whether that 390 is going to make this gun a beast in Trials of Osiris where light level is enabled, and we'll just have to wait and see on that. But overall, do I like this weapon? Yes I do. I think it's a great choice for PvE and it can be pretty fun in PvP, as I said. Whether it matches up to something like we saw with the Vex Mythoclast, where that gun completely dominated in PvP, I preferred to use the Vex Mythoclast more in PvP than PvE. We didn't really then see too many people using the Necrochasm, and the Touch of Malice was kind of a PvE weapon. You didn't really want to use that in PvP. I know they didn't want to make this weapon super powerful like we saw with the Vex, so I think this is a good in-between balance, a gun that you can use if you'd like to. I'd definitely go out and get this so you can boost your light level up for things like Trials of Osiris and Iron Banner. Of course, when the hard raid does come out, you'll be able to get weapons that are higher light level than this, but for this current time, I think this is definitely a weapon worth getting. Again, if you want to know how to get this weapon, I will leave a link in the description below to Datto's guide. But that is my overview of the Outbreak Prime. This isn't really a review, I didn't want to do a review for this, but this is just my initial thoughts on this weapon, having used it for a little bit, and I might do an updated guide once I do get to use this in Trials of Osiris or light based activities. So there you have it. Let me know if you got the Outbreak Prime and what you think of it, or if you haven't got it, are you going to be going to do the exotic quest to get this? Again, I definitely do think it is worth it. This gun just looks awesome, it sounds awesome, it feels cool to use. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys missed my previous video in which I went over some new information and some new leaked news about Destiny 2 and what we can expect with Destiny 2 next year, then click the image on screen or the link in the description below. Really exciting stuff there. Of course, feel free to give the like button a big old hug, subscribe for more Destiny, Rise of Iron content and coverage. There's still a lot to come. We've got Trials tomorrow, Iron Banner in a few weeks, hard mode, and then challenge mode. Tons of stuff still with Rise of Iron, and we've got Festival of the Lost, SRL, tons of stuff, so make sure you subscribe for all of that. But I hope you guys have an awesome day, thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.